everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. When you let your nuts hang.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Unless, yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. All right, this lady, Mrs. Gilson, she says, preparing for when Netflix drops a documentary about my soon-to-be ex-husband who I just found out is a pedophile. This lady was in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, to be exact, or Owasso, Oklahoma. It was the man who she was exposing. Well, he was already exposed, but she just did the Netflix documentary trend, and he went and killed her, and then killed himself right out just a few days after she posted this video.
I was told that he broke into her house, pop, and then popped himself.
Approximately 11:16 hours, we were called to this address out here regarding a domestic violence situation. Upon arrival, officers located two deceased adults inside the home from apparent wounds.
Yeah, I got a phone call, woke me up, and told me what happened. Last I talked to her, I talked to her at 10:14 tonight. It was Sarah and Sean Duff. That was their names. I called him out today on my live for being a pedo because he admitted to being a pedo, and he was about to be arrested and go to jail for being a pedo. And oh, wow, yeah, and then this happened. Then this happened. Frenchie they have that's in that house, I got them that dog. Her brother's right here. Like, her son was there. Her son seen it. Her son's the one that called the cops.
You say he's about to be arrested, so did he have formal charges against him?
He had they was building a case, but they were having to go through like some tribal council or some shit because he was Indian. She filed a restraining order and a protective order the day that he was busted making out with a 14-year-old girl that he coached in the gym at a game, and one of the other coaches caught him making out with a 14-year-old.
Yeah, it happened right at about 11, so it would have been about 45 minutes after that.
Yeah, because I sent her I sent her 2 text messages and she wasn't responding. So I was like, well, she must have fell asleep or something. And then, so I went to bed, and then I got the phone call that he broke in and unalived her.
Unbelievable, man. It looks like a beautiful woman, too.
Oh, gorgeous, bro.
Really sad.
Gorgeous.
Something I just want to make sure you're mindful of if you get to the point where I'm at, where you call your abuser out on TikTok, or you go to the court, or you go to the police about him or her, is you have to be aware that that can put you in a lot of danger. That is something that I discovered and learned the hard way. I just found out on social media. I was not following this woman ahead of time, but rest in peace to Sarah. She was unalive, don't mind my cat, unalive last night by her abusive boyfriend, who was soon to be her ex-husband, because she called him out for being a child P3DO. And that's part of my story. When I found out what my ex was doing to our daughter, there is now a restraining order in place, which took to his kid, for him to his kid. That took me 2.5 years of fighting with family court to try to get the truth out there. But in the very beginning, when I first brought out the very first thing she told me, he was doing weird things with her and her own cousin, his nephew, and taking pictures and sending it to me to taunt me. Damn straight, I went right to the police because it caused her to, at the age of 7, to have a assessment done that a suicide assessment, okay? At the age of 7, her school called me that she was talking about not wanting to be here anymore, and they had her draw a picture, and it stemmed from that. And just like when that girl called her ex out, he came and unalived her the next day. A couple months later, September 28th, 2024, I don't care who believes me, I was there, you weren't. I know something very bad was supposed to happen to me that night. My ex, there's a whole story, I told it before on TikTok and in my lives. I know by how he set it up in the co-parenting app, how he set his night up that night. It was his mom's birthday. I know something really bad was supposed to happen to me that night. So if you're at the point where you're like, you know what, I'm going to get my voice back, I'm going to call out my abuser, please have safety measures put in place. Have your family know what's going on. Have security cameras, because I was blindsided. I obviously didn't know that he was like that to children. So that was blindsiding enough. And then when I saw that, like, because to me, if I was someone who was doing something fucked up and people found out, I'd be like, all right, the gig's up. I'm going to jail, or I'm going to have to take accountability. It didn't even cross my mind that he would try to harm me, to eliminate me from the picture so that he didn't have to face the consequences. And I kept fighting and kept fighting. Has there been legal consequences where he's been arrested and formally charged? No, but he's lost access to our daughter, and that's enough consequences to me that I can keep her safe. But please just be mindful that these people do not like to lose. You dated him or her for how long? You know how little they want to go down. So if you decide to publicly call out your abuser, please be mindful. I learned the hard way, okay? I learned the hard way with lots of break-ins, lots of post-separation abuse, stalking, hacking, being followed around, having my car broken into, having weird things happening to my, not weird, intentional things happen to my daughter to show me, you know, signs from him taking inappropriate pictures of our kid and sending them to me to taunt me in the middle of the night. So again, I just want to let you know, these people are sick in the head. Please be safe. And if you decide to get to the point to call them out, because I don't regret it, I needed to call him out publicly and to the family court, because I couldn't get the police to listen. And now we're at a place where I'm happy with the amount of justice that has been served. But please just keep yourself safe, okay? And rest in peace, Sarah. It was Sarah and her her ex-husband to be, the assailant, whatever you want to say. His name on here was Duff Daddy, and he is such a fucking coward, per all narcs, that he unalived her and then unalived himself.
Oh, so I just heard some really disturbing news, and I thought it might be important to put this post out. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard by now about a popular streamer. He was being accused of essaying someone underage. It started to get out. I just heard about it the other day. His wife found out about it. His wife is on the app as well. I've shared a screen with the guy, never her. But she had made some videos about it. Other people had made some videos about it. I have seen other creators live talking about it. You know, and that's one thing. But yesterday, I saw a live creator going off on the guy. Hey, I'm the first one to say, pets, you deserve. There's a special place in hell for you, okay? I've had that done to me. I'll just leave it at that. But what I want people to understand is you don't ever know the level of crazy that someone is. You don't know their mental state. I've had people open live platforms and talk about me, and it's put me in really dark places. I don't let it bother me like it used to. But what I watched yesterday was rage baiting someone. Now, this guy was already in lots of trouble. The world knew about it. But there was hours of talk about him and rage baiting him and yelling at the screen, threatening him, flirting with the guy's wife. Now, hey, I felt the same kind of anger towards it because, like I said, I've had it happen to me. But we need to be careful. We need to understand the power that we have when we have decent platforms. And you just need to remember, before you get on here and you're calling out someone, you need to remember that you don't know where they're at mentally and where their breaking point is. And sadly, sorry, it got cut off. And sadly, I just got a message from someone that the guy, even with a restraining order intact, guys, restraining order is just a piece of paper, went over there and took his own life and his estranged wife's. I'm shaking because I watched the live comment, and now I'm not calling the creator out because we've all been guilty of saying things on this app, but I just want people to understand you don't know where someone's mind is. So let's try to be a little bit more careful on using our platforms.
What she pretty much saying is people get on these platforms and act reckless. Now, I do a lot of story times about people, and I just be like, man, I would hate to get a call and be like, yeah, we need your video for evidence because somebody did this. I don't tell nobody to come out here and put no story out on nobody. But y'all got to realize when y'all do that, do y'all really understand? Everybody's trying to expose somebody for a story time. The Netflix trend, it's a popular trend, but that popular trend, even though a lot of people was making light of, things really lightly, but what she did was, she opened up the door for something really dark. And it wasn't her, it was her husband, soon to be ex-husband. And I don't think she thought that it would go that far. I thought she was on the verge of like, hey, I don't care what he does. Like he's nothing to. She was thinking he's nothing to me. He's nothing. But she had already had a restraining order out on him. And she thought that might be cute to put that out. And then he didn't think it was so cute. And then he went to, do what he had to do. Not what he had to do. He didn't have to do that. He did it because he felt betrayed by his wife. He felt shame. He felt beneath himself, and he did it to himself. Nobody else forced him to do what he did. He did it to himself, but I think he felt the ultimate betrayal by his wife. So just to say all that to say, sometimes keep your personal business off the internet until, especially if it's something that severe, make sure you have buffers in place. Because not to say that whenever you see somebody doing something wrong that you don't report it, but going to social media is also not a good thing. But unless you're going to social media to cry for help. If you're going to social media to cry for help, don't hesitate. Because if you feel like you're being abused, you feel like you're being someone's coming to harm you, and you've stressed out, like you've used all avenues, police, lawyers, judges, family, friends. If you stressed out every avenue and no one is there to help, go to social media. At this time, she had no idea that would be the consequences of her actions. All she saw was a trend, and she thought, because her next videos, right after the trending video, her next videos, I can show you. I'm gonna show you.
I was told that he broke into
Her next videos.
All the baddest queens roll like this.
So her next video, everyone talks about romantic love, but no one talks about how female friendships literally save your life. That's the very next video. The next video after that, may whatever the F that was never find me again. That was 5 days ago. She hasn't posted since then. Of course, she lost her life just a few days ago. So, mind you, she thought she went on with her life. She went on with her life. Didn't have a care in the world. Did not know that video was the one that triggered it. Crazy situation.
Everyday people.